What is up? So I've seen in the comments of some of my videos some discussion about how to tell if a woman likes you. You know, I'm normally doing car videos and entrepreneurship, but I see there's a lot of confusion from some of you guys about how to identify it. And I've seen comments about MGTOW, and I didn't even know what MGTOW was until I looked it up. And there's really nothing out there that explains to guys how to tell if a woman likes them, especially when, you know, in today's modern online dating, swiping world and all that sort of stuff. The most popular video that I found on YouTube was some, I want to call her a kid, it's probably being rude, but she's probably 18 or 19, and the first thing she says is, well, women just usually tell guys if we like them. Bullshit. Not the truth. I'm going to give you a few strategies, about 3 of them now, that will help you identify when you're wasting your time and when you're not wasting your time, because I've seen a lot of discussion and you guys are doing it wrong. Grab a pen, write this down. My brother's from another mother. I'm going to hook you up with the right information now. Okay, first thing you need to know is there's going to be 3 categories of women when you're doing this online dating, swiping stuff. There's going to be receptive women to you, there's going to be unreceptive women, and then there's going to be the neutralish category. Let's call them passive. Okay, the unreceptive women, you basically know who they are, because if you're on a swiping app, they don't swipe back. If you message them, they don't message you back. Stop doing dumb shit like writing them 2 or 3 times and then saying, hey, did you get my last message? And you know, and then you get pissed off and you go to MGTOW and you're like, these bitches don't understand. You guys don't know what you're talking about. If a woman does not respond to you, she does not respond to you, fuck it. Get over it, move on. You have passive women and you have receptive women. The thing you gotta understand is it's a noisy place. Attractive women, the women that you're interested in, are getting a lot of attention from guys, are getting a lot of messages. They're spoiled for choice. It's a totally different world. If you don't believe me, find a good-looking female friend, grab their mobile phone, and take a look at what kind of messages they get, and the frequency and swiping matches and all that stuff. It's nuts. It's insane. So what I would do is I would focus my energy on the women that are receptive. I stay away from the passives and I ignore the unreceptive ones. Okay, so how do you know if they're receptive, Rich, is your next question. They're going to respond to you, they're going to write you back. They're going to open with something that indicates that they are interested in you. If you send them a message and they respond, they're interested. If it's on a swiping app and you say something and they respond, they're interested. It's as simple as that. You have somebody that is receptive. They can move from receptive to passive and kind of ghost you, or maybe disappear or become less interested. It happens. Just get over it. It's not that big of a deal. As they say, there's plenty of fish in the sea. But what you want to do is, once you've started communicating back and forth and you've exchanged some witty banter and a little bit of chit chat, you're going to want to get off the dating app or site or whatever and take it offline and exchange phone numbers. This is the first indication that a woman is interested in you. If a woman is interested in you, she will give you her phone number. If she is disinterested in you, she'll make up, or passive, she will make up bullshit stories about stranger danger, or I don't want to give my phone number out, or I don't like to, I'm just not going to give my number out to just anybody after a few conversations back and forth. She's moved from the receptive category to the passive category if that happens. You're wasting your time. Stop trying to sell women to be interested in you if they're inherently disinterested or passive. Move on to the interested one. If you exchange 5, 6, 7 messages back and forth and you finally say, great, let's exchange phone numbers and take it offline and chat about getting a drink. That's usually the best way to handle it. Hey, great, let's exchange phone numbers and take it offline and chat about getting a drink. That shows genuine interest from you. It shows that you're taking control. And if she's receptive and says, I'd love that, here's my number, perfect. You've got a receptive woman. If she gives you an excuse or some bullshit story, she's moved to the passive category, you're wasting your time. If you want to keep pursuing it, my experience has been, don't waste your time. If they're not receptive at that point, give you their phone number, ditch them. So now you have their phone number. Great. You're going to start texting. If you want to exchange more photographs, keep it tasteful. Don't get too, sexy and dirty. It's going to happen at some point probably. But keep it back and forth to the point where you're going to move on to the conversation about getting a drink. Now, what you want to see demonstrated is you want to see them ask you questions. Now, again, women are spoiled for choice. They have a lot of attention on them. A lot of dudes are probably talking to them and messaging them. What you're going to want to do is see that they have a genuine interest, and they show that by asking you questions. They don't always come out and start asking you questions. A really, really good way to engage them in that conversation and bring them into your conversation, because guys can make the mistake of being too interrogating. I had a really good friend of mine that when we would go out to bars, he would always interrogate women. So where are you from? What do you do? Like, what do you like to do from? What are you driving? Do you come here often? It's like, dude, fucking chill out and just relax. You want her to demonstrate that she has a genuine interest, and you know she has a genuine interest when she asks you questions about you. Hey, do you have any siblings? What do you do for a living? Where do you like to go for fun? That's usually what they'll start asking you. Now, you can provoke questioning from a woman using this very simple strategy. You don't say, like, let's say you've got somebody that you're engaged with that's got pictures of themselves on the beach and sunglasses on and a convertible, playing soccer, they're outdoors. You can say things like, hey, you strike me as the outdoorsy type, instead of saying, hey, do you like the outdoors? Okay? Because when you draw a conclusion from what you see, it encourages them to engage you in conversation, ask you questions. She might respond with, why would you think that? Or, yes, I totally am. I love playing soccer every Thursday nights. What do you like to do for fun? So when she starts asking you questions, it demonstrates that she's genuinely interested. Like another way, using the same set of examples, hey, you look like a sun lover, sort of thing. Or you look like you like to travel. Or if they look like they're, a university student, you could say you look very scholarly, or you look bookish, or something like that. You have to draw some sort of conclusion from that. The best way that it goes is, how did you know that? Sort of thing. You could say something like, you look like an animal lover, sort of thing. Okay, those will provoke them to start asking you questions. If they're not asking you questions, you're not off to a very good start. Not a bad start, but not a very good start. A very good start is when they start asking you questions about you, when they text you unprovoked randomly with something. Good sign that they're interested. Now, at some point you're going to want to meet them, okay? Because otherwise you're going to be doing this bullshit, texting back and forth, and you got a chat buddy. And you got to watch out for the chat buddies, because some of them are very lonely, married, fat women that have nothing better to do but find pictures of attractive younger girls that they hide behind, and it's called catfishing. And they'll pretend to be somebody else, and they have no intention of ever meeting you because they simply can't, because it's not them. So you're going to want to take it to the next stage, which is going to be, let's grab a drink. Now, you've got a distance between you and this girl. It's going to be point A and point B, let's call it. Could be, 15 minutes apart. It could be an hour apart. I don't know, okay? The thing being is, you want to meet them halfway. You're meeting them halfway for the simple reason because they have to make an effort beyond getting dressed up and leaving their house to just going downstairs to the coffee shop to actually transporting their ass somewhere in between. That takes some work. If she's spoiled for choice and is not that interested in you or passive, she won't make that much of an effort to go out and meet you. She's going to want you to show up at her front door. Bad sign. It shows disinterest. I had a conversation, and it's, hey, what are you doing? Let's get together and have a drink. Great. It's a 40-minute drive between us. And she goes, meet me at this restaurant at da-da-da-da time. And I know where it is because it's right at her front door. And I said, is there a problem with meeting me halfway? And she goes, well, not tonight, without an explanation. That's a bad sign. That's passive interest. It's basically, I'd like to meet you, but I don't want to make the effort to get in my car and drive and meet you halfway. So I'm going to sit my ass in my house and wait for you to drive here, and then I'm going to walk out the front door and meet you there. Bad sign. It's disinterest. It's not somebody that is interested in you, okay? That is receptive. Now, on the flip side of things, a very receptive woman to you, and I'll give you an example. If you guys have watched some of my other videos, you know a little bit about my story. I'm, obviously doing this entrepreneurship in cars, but I talk on, these dating topics because we're all about being better here. And I was talking to this one woman, and I didn't have a very big window to meet. I had like a couple hours because it was a weekend, and my daughter had to go to a birthday party. I said, look, I can meet you this weekend, but I've only got a short window. My daughter's at a birthday party. I got 2 hours. I can meet you for a coffee. She goes, no problem. I'll drive to meet you. Very, very good sign, very good signal that they're receptive, that they're interested in you if they're going to drive all the way an hour to come and meet you. Okay, that's definitely a receptive good sign, good signal. Again, it's all about signaling in these things, guys. Another good signal that a woman is interested in you is when the bill comes to the table, she grabs it right away and insists on paying it. I always pay on the first date. Just simpler that way. It's just what I do. It's more gentlemanly. But if they grab the bill immediately and they insist on paying, don't fight it. Let them have their moment in the spotlight. Great. It's a good signal that they're interested. So there you have it, guys. I want to hear some comments below in the video to hear what you think. If you have any, requests for more videos like this, let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Of course, browse the channel. Lots of other good stuff there in the dating playlist. We'll talk to you guys later. Have an awesome day. Peace.